Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Tori Grace, and it's another episode of Woman Crush Wednesdays. They're coming in slowly, but they're coming. Um, so it's been a minute. We got some things going on as usual. It's another one of those car episodes while we rolling. We gonna chit chat and get it done. Um, so quick few updates. Um, we got a baby on the way. So that's going to be a definite podcast episode that we'll get into a little later. We've been waiting. I know I hinted at some stuff. May have said that it was pregnant, but it's a definite we're a go for a green light, little boy on the way in July. This is the last one, so we gonna talk about that in another episode. Today I want to talk about double standards. More so based like the male, female, gender specific type of double standard, where one thing is okay for a man to do it, it's not okay for a woman, and vice versa. So a lot's been kind of going on lately, just watching around outside, just watching in general, the kind of things that is just insane and unacceptable, for lack of better words. So recently in the news, if you guys paid any attention, Busta Rhymes was walking through the airport and minding his business with his crew, swapping out, getting to where he needed to go. And a woman walks up to him and literally slaps him in the ass. Like, not an accident, definitely on purpose, just walks up to him and completely just smacks him, bam, dead in his ass. So Busta turns around and throws a cup in her face. And the responses were, and let me make sure y'all understand, throws a cup in her face. It was a cup of liquid. He didn't throw the actual cup, and she's lucky it was him, because had it been me, it would have been a cup, the whole cup. But she slapped Busta in the ass. Busta turns around, throws his drink in her face, and their mixed responses are, it wasn't that necessary. He need to calm down. It wasn't that serious. What's the problem? I don't understand why he behaved in that capacity. Yada, yada, wada, wada, wada. So my response is, yes, it was that serious, because I personally do not care to have my ass slapped by anyone, male or female. So why is it that Busta Rhymes is held to a higher standard than what it would be if the roles were reversed? If the roles were reversed, we already know what would happen. Some kind of sexual harassment charge, a lawsuit, anything of that matter would have come about out of this particular incident. Not to mention the fact that Busta Rhymes is married, and if you are a fan of Busta Rhymes, that's something that you would know, that he's in a relationship, and that's pretty much a violation. Not only are you disrespecting him, but you're disrespecting his spouse as well. I don't understand that. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So the lady comes out to say that I was only trying to get his attention. I just wanted a picture. I'm pretty sure, as a grown woman, because she looked well over 40, she knew how to say, excuse me, can we take a picture? That was not an accident of trying to take a picture. Like, you don't swing that low trying to get someone's attention to take a picture, especially when you know that they're walking by you in a particular manner or in front of you. There's no way I believe that that was an accident. I honestly wish Busta Rhymes would have pressed sexual harassment charges against her, only because I feel like women take advantage of the fact that they are female. And let me rephrase that. Females take advantage of the fact that they are females. A woman wouldn't do such a thing. A lady wouldn't do such a thing. But this particular individual, she's trying to play it off like, oops, my bad, that was an accident. That wasn't what I intended to do. When knowing damn well that is exactly what you intended to do. And had Busta done the same, again, it would be some kind of, oh, he's disrespectful, he ain't got no business, he's a man. I just want to understand, like, where's this double standard coming from? Like, we are talking about, we had a lot of Valentine's Day stuff pass by. There are the double standards of men can cheat on women. There's double standards of women can't do this to men because, and it's always, well, I'm a man and that's why. I'm trying to figure out where you guys learn this from. Where did you get this rule that you, being a male, because you have genitalia that is on the outside of your body, that you are permitted to do like heinous acts? Like, why is that okay? I've never had anyone explain it to me in detail. It's always literally been, I'm a man and that's why. You're a man and that's why. Why? Like, where did it come across? Because it'll be the, oh, she don't need a man, he don't need a woman, y'all need us more. No, we were put here on this earth to be together. So for a double standard, like, if you wouldn't want your girl to cheat on you, why would you cheat on her? And don't say, well, it's in a man's nature, because clearly back in the day, and I would have to get specific dates, however, the reason why the whole vibrator came into existence was because a woman was horny, just like a man. It's natural for us to feel a certain type of way, the same way it's for men to feel aroused. Like, it's the same thing. So to say that it's in my nature to feel this way, to have urges, when we know that scientists / fake doctors were like, oh, well, let me give this lady a pelvic massage. I'm so tired, I can't keep doing this. Let me create something to help knock all these women out. Because at the time, we were considered crazy for having these urges and arousals. So why are we crazy, but you are not? Reason being, a man set the standard on it. So is that where the double standard comes from? Because your feelings will be hurt, that's why you don't want us to cheat? I was watching something the other day as well. I think it was Gilly was on a podcast, and he was talking to people, and he was like, hey, ladies, women, females, girls, if you got lady bits, I'm gonna need you guys to realize that if you are doing gangster shit, nigga shit, ghetto shit, I'm trying to get his exact terminology, like if you setting up dudes to get shot and killed and robbed and whatever else, then you should be treated as a man. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. If you do the things that, quote unquote, a man is supposed to do, or a man does, that they are not ladylike characteristics, and you wind up having the same thing that a guy would do to another guy in return, I feel that you deserve that. I feel that you shouldn't get a pass. You shouldn't get a break on it. If you commit a crime like a man, they shouldn't treat you because you're a woman that you should be able to get off on a lighter sentence. I don't agree with that. That's why I'm saying the double standard of things. I know a lot of times, like the baby mom, baby dad situation, it'll instantaneously be, oh, she's being mean to me, leaving out all the other things that have come along the way. And so when she responds in a way, magically all of a sudden there's that double standard again of, you're not supposed to do this because. The because is because you have my kid, because you're a woman, because it hurts my feelings, because it puts me in a bind, because I don't feel good, because I don't like the way. It's always a because, and the because might as well be a but, where you erase everything that happened before then. Because whatever it is, it's an excuse. So when you're looking at the women's side, where you shouldn't do this thing because, everything that she feels is disregarded. Everything is ignored. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some women, females, girls, lady bit part owners that are just horrible individuals. I'm not saying that at all. However, I'm saying, in my experience, and again, my experience, a lot of the times the double standard comes from the man literally just, let me not even say man, the male literally just wanting to show some sort of dominance over something that he has no business showing dominance over. It doesn't make any sense. It makes whole reasons and understanding as to why wars happen. Like, oh, it's literally, you stepped on my shoe and I'm angry. That's to me where it comes from. And to say, oh, well, the women have been raising men and this is why, yada, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all, because we know there are many, 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 many single women that have raised amazing young men and amazing men out there. So we can't say that. We also have been able to prove the statistics are incorrect when they say that fathers are not present when it comes to single women, that is not accurate at all. Yes, a whole household does make life better. However, the statistics on a poor household, those are bad. Those are not good. When you have two people that are together for the sake of the child and they're constantly arguing and fighting, you can't use that as an example as positive reinforcement for a family unit. That's a whole other topic of discussion for another day. So the double standard is, you don't do this, I will, you just deal with it. You don't do this, I will. And again, this is a vice versa situation because I've seen it. You don't do this and I will. I don't understand and how the whole thing is treat others the way that you want to be treated. Well, I was told over the last few years, like my husband and I were having a conversation and he said, you really can't say treat others how you want to be treated because sometimes people treat themselves like shit. And when he said that to me, I was like, you know what? You're right. There's a lot of the times where someone treats themselves like shit. And so you have to look at how they're treating themselves and say, do I want this person to treat me like they treat them? And you got to look at that. Like, that makes you have to take a step back and look at the situation from the outside looking in, because I would not want to be treated like I see others treat themselves. I would not want to be treated by somebody that's constantly doing criminal activities like they treat themselves, or somebody that's constantly like shooting up and doing drugs, drunk on the weekend every day. I would not want them to treat me like they treat themselves because they don't care. They have no care in the world about themselves. So they're going to treat others, in essence, the way that they treat themselves, which is poorly. If you ever look at someone that just has bad juju all the time, look at their interactions on how they interact with people. Are they treating themselves kindly? Are they treating themselves with respect? Do they treat others around them the same way that they treat themselves? 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. So that double standard comes from more so, I think, like self-treatment, but it also comes from, I guess, population control. It comes from the economy. It comes from the male standards, female standards of a female supposed to cook and clean while she's at home. Yet she's supposed to go to work all day, every day. I would like to understand if she's going to work all day, every day, why you're not at home helping with things. Why is that something that a man would get a pass on? A woman, roles reversed. Her man is gone all day. She's at home, not working, but she's not doing anything in the house. She's not cooking. She's not cleaning. She's not helping out. To me, it's just kind of like hey, if you two are running a household and it takes both of you to make the household work, you have to kind of define the roles of who's going to do what. If your girl is out busting her behind at 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter how many jobs, and you're not working at the time, that's your job to hold the house down. Because if the roles were switched, she would be there to have your back, hold it down. And it doesn't matter what she did before you got there. So I need you men to make sure you understand this, because this is something that y'all got to get. Same thing for you ladies. It doesn't matter what he was doing before you got there. Yes, he could maintain a house before. Yes, she could maintain a house before. But you're supposed to come in and help lift that burden, not add more to it. And then if your response is, oh, I'm just going to go because I don't want to I don't want to have this burden on you, I don't want to be in the way, then why did you progress into a relationship in the first place? That double standard of what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do, that ultimatum of you finna do this and be okay with it. How long do you expect somebody to tolerate and deal with that? How long do you expect someone to deal with the disrespect from you in that capacity? If a woman did the same thing that a man did every day, which that's in essence what we have going on right now, out in society. Like, a woman got tired of hearing, well, I'm a man, so I'm finna do this. Well, now y'all complaining about the women that are out there, but y'all never stop to reflect and check on yourself. I'm fortunate enough to have some really good female friends, and if I'm fucking up, they're going to tell me, hey, you fucking up. Hey, you need to chill. Hey, you need to stop doing this. Hey, you need to not do that. And I think a lot of the times with men, the reason why they don't want their girls around a bunch of other females, it's not because they get into trouble. It's not because they have fights. It's not because there's problems. It's not because it's encouragement of bad behavior. It's because it's encouragement of good behavior. It's because when you talk to your girls and you find out, hey, you know what? I talked to my husband, and my husband did X, Y, and Z. What do you think? Because I'm having a hard time. Or I talked to my husband and my son is doing this, and I don't know how to respond as the mom. And your girls sit down, they kind of break it down to you and give you different perspectives. Yes, not all the time is that good. However, what I am talking about is positive, healthy relationships amongst a community or village of like-minded individuals. I am not talking about Trailer Trash Annie and Bonquisha and them that don't give a rat's ass about anything going on outside of them getting their hair done, nails done, and who is on whatever TMZ episode for the day. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about your collective of individuals that are sitting down and we're like, yo, let's come to a good resolution. I have friends like that. I have friends that are encouraging the investments, encouraging the job promotions, encouraging the furthering your education, encouraging your discipline of your child, encouraging you seeking out the next level, encouraging therapy. I have friends like that, friends that I consider family at this particular point because it's been so long and the conversations are deep. So I don't think a lot of the times men have that. So because women get around with each other and they're talking about these things, they instantaneously are like, oh, she finna fuck up my situation. Yeah, they are. When you're not working and you're not striving to be the better person, the better example of yourself to set for your children or whoever might be watching, because someone's always watching, you are about to lose your shit, your situation, because you're not trying. And I know it's hard and all these, well, the standards of and yada, yada, yada. I get it. I understand it's hard. I can't go outside. We got a whole Dove campaign right now with my hair being a certain way because I didn't realize that in 2023, my hair is still considered unprofessional despite all the qualifications I have because my hair is curly. I don't get it. I don't understand. What naturally grows from my head is considered inappropriate for work. Anyhow, double standards. So a woman will want a man to do the things that she needs him to do, but she's not going to understand that, yes, if he's going to work and he's working a 9 to 5 and he's a CEO of a company, that's going to come with some sacrifice and whatnot. So because she feels like he's not spending enough time with her, she does something horrible and then she screws her situation up. The double standards. I want you to work, but not too much, but pay me some attention. You got everything that you need. He's literally a good man, but you throw it away because he's quote unquote not spending enough time with you. Well, maybe if he's not spending enough time with you, maybe you need to find something else to do. Get another hobby, create a business, take care of your kids, volunteer for the PTA, go volunteer at an animal shelter, figure out something to do because that's not a reason to throw away a great relationship or a good man because you have this standard of go to work, but pay me attention. Go do this, but do this for me. That's not how life works. And I think sometimes people have forgotten what it takes to run a household. I think people have forgotten that it takes work, it takes effort, it takes you being able to accept and understand. I don't think a lot of times when you're having conversations with your significant other that your significant other acknowledges what you're saying, accepts the responsibility that they had in putting that emotion or feeling there and then dealing with the outcome. I don't think relationships break it down in that capacity. Like you hear your girl tell you, or you hear your man tell you, I'm upset because you spent $500 out of the account without communicating with me first. and all you hear is you spent my money. Nah, that $500 might have been for something else. Like if that was the joint account to pay bills or something, you can't just do whatever you feel like without communicating first. If your girl tells you, I'm upset with how you handled this particular situation, all you're hearing is, I'm complaining, or I'm trying to make you upset about whatever it is. No, she's trying to express to you her emotions and her feelings. And when it gets to the point where she can't do that anymore, or he can't do that anymore, you got to start to accept the fact that there's going to be a shutdown in communication, a breakdown in communication. It's not going to be that same thing anymore because of a double standard. You want her to listen to you, but you don't want to listen to her. You want her to acknowledge the things that you've got going on, but you don't want to acknowledge the things that she has going on. You want her to support you in your decisions, but you won't support her in hers. Like, how does that genuinely work? Okay, how does that work to be healthy? How does that just overall just is beneficial to either of you? Like, accept, acknowledge, and handle. That's what I'm saying for like all things, because this double standard foolishness is insane. You want your girl to accept that you want to go out all the time, or you want to be with your friends, or you want to do whatever, but you're not acknowledging the fact that that's hurting her feelings. If she's pretty chill and open and okay with you going out, like, do it, but not in an excess. I know on the Love is Blind, the couple, Ayana and Jared, I think his name was, that was one of the things that she had an issue with him, and that's how they ended up divorced. He was not acknowledging that his behaviors were hurting her feelings, despite the fact that she was open about it from day one, and very much so expressed to him, hey, I'm trying to finish school. This is what I would like to do. We got to kind of scale back. Like, if you're not ready for a marriage, don't step into it. That's not fair to her. Don't tarnish her record. Don't tarnish her up by making her have to have a separation or a divorce because you wasn't genuinely ready to commit to something that is available to you. So just be ready, folks. Be ready. Again, acknowledge, accept, and execute on what you heard. Don't be so overly emotional. This is coming from a woman saying that. I really mean that. Ladies, don't be emotional when you make decisions about stuff. Try to step back and kind of reevaluate the situation. Figure out if it's something that you can solve before you just wreak havoc on it. Try therapy, couples therapy, individual therapy, family therapy. Give it a whirl on what you can and can't do. Like, you can't just not work on it. Like, especially if you're realizing you're running into the same thing over and over again. It may just be the circle of people you're choosing to be around. It's not necessarily yourself. Because I know that there are some good women out there that unfortunately have ended up in a bad relationship back to back to back. Same thing for men, end up in a relationship that's not the best one, back to back to back. So it's not always you when that keeps happening. And I know that we hear that a lot, but the standards of people and like the level of people have changed. It's not the same thing. Like, just look at your coworkers. You cannot say that your coworkers you work with right now are the same as the coworkers you worked with in 2005. People are changing. You got your city girls out here now. You got your scissors out here now that they don't have a problem with cheating with your man and picking it up on the weekend. And then you got your dudes out here that are okay with being in entanglements with married women. So, like, the standards are changed. That wasn't the thing growing up back in the day. That's not how our parents raised us. And yeah, our parents had issues and whatnot, and that's probably how we ended up the way that we are now. But that didn't mean for us to do what we got going on. We were supposed to take the good, the bad, reevaluate. Yeah, you don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that's going to cheat on you, but that doesn't mean you change your character, personality, and all your other things, your traits about you because they did something wrong. That means get out that situation. Because of a double standard, I know for me, I stayed single for 5 years before I finally even remotely looked in another man's direction, because the double standard, the way I was treated, how stuff was handled was not It was not healthy for me. And that still hasn't changed me. It's made me more cautious, but it hasn't changed me. So that's about it for today. So these double standards, we could go on and on for like another 50 million hours, but this is enough time. Y'all got a whole 30 minutes out of me. We don't have any music to play today, so we're going to go ahead and roll off to the next one. So we're going to catch you later. We got all more episodes. We're going to talk about this having a baby at 40, my God, and all the things that come along with it. So I hope you guys had a great time. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at I am Tori Grace, TORIGR8CE. The Supreme PR firm, but all my links to everything are on my Instagram page. So we're going to catch y'all later. If you got any questions, comments, send me a message. I want to talk to you guys. I want to know what other topics you guys want to hear. So it's your girl, and I'm out. Peace.